It's bars and beyond, the stars is aligned. Sports, relationships, and rap, they said it would be hard to combine. Part in the shine, pick a mountain, we find the largest to climb.
Coming straight from the south side, I'm your DJ, DJJD. Welcome back to another dope episode of Bars and Beyond. Introducing our host, DeMarco 275.
It's bars and beyond, the stars is aligned. Sports, relationships, and rap, they said it would be hard to combine. Part in the shine, pick a mountain, we find the largest to climb.
Welcome to another dope episode of Bars and Beyond. Shout out to my DJ, DJJD, and a huge shout out to my co-host, Courtney Lavette. She's on vacay, so I'm gonna hold it down for you, mama. In the meantime, just wanna welcome everybody to this dope ass set we've put together. We got a lot of dope content for you guys, but we have a guest that's coming here soon that you guys are gonna love, respect, a goat in the industry. But before that, we're gonna go to our sponsor, Holmes Applesauce, and we'll be right back.
With a staff of 4, our process is extremely hands-on and made up of a 3-step process. Peeling, slicing, and washing the fruit. Cooking and blending the ingredients. And filling and packaging the applesauce.
I've been waiting for you.
Yo, what the hell are you doing?
Serious?
I paid for service, and I expect to get service.
You know he didn't say anything about crazy, right? No, Vano. We are back to Bars and Beyond. Man, I got a dope guest coming to the stage, coming to rock with us, man. He's actually an influence for me and what I'm doing. He is one of the best journalists, best radio personalities, and a dope ass MC. Coming straight from the boogie down Bronx. I want to introduce to y'all Headkrack.
Yo.
What's up, baby? How you doing, DeMarco? Peace, see you, man. Hey! Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
Drag Apollo, shallow, wait now, wait anyone who follow. Wait a chain hollow like a chocolate bunny on Easter.
Man, bro, that's
rap.
Man, I love true hip hop, man. I appreciate you coming here, man. Got a lot of questions. I want to pick your brain a little bit.
Come with it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Salute to you as well, man. Everything you doing over here.
I'm trying, man. You from the boogie down Bronx, man. So you from the home, the mecca of hip hop. What's some of your influences, and who are some of your influences from a hip hop perspective coming up for you? Even
I mean, like as a kid, like, you know, like especially this is golden era, right? So you talking Run DMC, LL Cool J, NWA. You know, First Lap, right?
Yeah.
Even when you dig a little deeper, EPMD, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul. Like hip hop was such a mixed bag
it was,
in the
man.
80s where like you had all these different sound and people thriving at the same time. Similar to how it is now, but they all were getting like mainstream love. Now it's like a certain couple of types are getting mainstream love, and you gotta kind of like dig in the soul culture to find, you know, some of the other stuff, you know, these days. But, you know, it was a different time, and I got to experience it all, you know, like firsthand. Too,
for sure,
you know?
For sure. He's right smack dab in the middle of it, for real.
Smack dab in the middle of it, and also, too, it was easy at that point in time to literally buy every album that came out every week, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like how it is now with like 15 things that dropping on a Friday.
That's fact.
There was like one or two notable joints, you know, you save up your little lunch money and then go cop it, and you're studying, you know, from all across the country.
Absolutely. So with you being a true MC, the way the game is set up, you know, that's kind of true MCing is kind of becoming more of a genre in itself than the actual rap game, right? So you got the rap culture where it's a lot of rappers that call themselves pretty much artists more than rappers.
Yeah.
Do you think that's good for the culture overall, or do you think it should be more MCing?
I mean, I really feel like it's always been like that, and it's hard to even sometimes fathom it when you're looking through your rear view because, all right, while you had a LL Cool J out here killing it, there's probably somebody in New Jersey who's like, Lakim Shabazz is better. You know what I'm saying? There was always lyricists that were super lyrical that wasn't getting shined like the mainstream artists are. And then you got some people that managed to break through. Little Baby, a guy who in the very beginning, I used to laugh at, is one of the most surgical rappers rapping right now. You know, K-Dot's back on the scene now.
Back. Yep, that's true.
You know, I know Drake is pretty much a group project, but I mean, like, he spits it well.
He spits it well, absolutely. He spits it really
So
well.
there's a lot of lyricists like getting they just do, but there's a bunch of people who should get more props than they get, like the Royce the 5'9s of the world, and the JIDs and the Conways and the Benny the Butchers and whatnot.
Woo, yeah, those are spitters, you know what I'm saying? So what I want you to do for our audience, man, kind of take us through, you know, your come up in the industry from an artist to, you know, getting into radio and all of that stuff.
All right, so like, I mean, since I was in the 7th grade, I was always into like writing. You know, that was like the first year I really started like writing rhymes. I was going to like a private school in the Bronx at the time, Christ the King, shout out. They had this talent show, and it was this kid who was in a grade higher than me, and like the rumor was he was down with the dudes from Third Base or knew one of them, and they were supposed to be helping him write his rhyme. And I'm like, oh, word? Really? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So like I spent the better part of 3 or 4 months just trying to perfect like the perfect rhyme to where like, you know what I'm saying? Like at this talent show, like, yo, I'm sonning him. You know what I'm saying? Because like he used to always kind of like pop fly to me at the time because like, you know, he'd been at the school longer, you know what I'm saying? That was my first year. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show this guy like, you know, what it is. He ended up not even making it into the talent show. I ended up winning the talent show.
Word.
And from there, like, it's the drug. You know what I mean? From that point on, it's like, okay, people like to hear me spit. So then I started doing like battles all over the city. And then when I moved from New York to Texas, same thing. Every week these newspapers would come out. It was like this joint called the Dallas Observer. And they would always tell you like where like rap contests were happening or talent shows. So I would enter them all, anything with an open mic, you know, I'd be up at it. Cause like I wasn't old enough to get into the clubs back then. But then like around like the 8th, 9th grade, I started growing facial hair. So now I looked old enough to get into the clubs. So now I'm like 14, 13, you know, in the clubs, you know what I'm saying? Watching the older guys do it and you know, seeing what worked, what didn't work, and then still studying the architects that came before. It's like, I mean, still like, you know, you're talking like early, mid-90s, no one was still doing a better show live than like Run DMC, and then you bring the Fugees into the mix. Then you bring, you know, like, you know, Tribe and De La, how they work with their DJs. I studied all of this stuff, so like when it was time for me to really get out there and like do shows, this is the bar that you got to try to reach as an MC and as a live performer, because sometimes you do a show, people may not know who you are, but it's your live performance to make people care and want to check you out. So
that's a fact.
So I just worked and worked and worked at it.
Man, and that's, you know, and it perfected. So how did you go from an MC and performing to the radio industry?
So the crazy thing, DeMarco, is as time went by, like this one station, 100.3 Jams, they used to have this thing called a roll call. They used to do it in the evening. I'm working at Target at this time. I'm calling during my lunch break, winning the battles. Like, you know, because on a roll call, first it was just people rhyming, and whoever had the best rhyme would win. I decided to take it up a notch and started to diss the people that was on the phone lines. So people was like, oh snap, we never seen this done before. It became kind of an event. Anytime I would call in, and I started winning so much, they stopped sending the stuff to me. It's like, yo, come to the station and get it. And by doing that, it allowed me to meet some of the DJs that was there. And then fast forward a couple years, when 100.3 folded, they switched formats. It happens in the radio all the time. This other station came to town, and some of the people who eventually were there were at other places that knew me. So they were like, yo, I know that kid. He would be perfect. Da-da-da-da-da. So me and my homies went to the studio. We made a tape. Like, we had a radio show. This is what the show sounded like. And they loved it. And I'm thinking we was going to work 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And they was like, nah, we want you to work the 6 to 10 p.m. shift. And we did it. We ran with it. Never looked back. And that's how the radio thing started.
Damn, that's crazy. So basically, hip hop gave you that opportunity by being a dope MC. It ended up transferring to the radio side.
Yeah, because I mean, MCing is a lot of like improv and a lot of freestyle, and when you apply that same science to radio, because you kind of got to think on the fly. Whereas some people have to spend like from the time they get off work to the next day figuring out what they're gonna do. The next day, I just need to know what's going on in the world, and I can forge my opinion in real time. So it was kind of like the perfect job made for me, because like I was working in the record business before that, which was cool because I got to use my creativity in marketing, but to be able to converse and put people on to new things, that was always like something that I wanted to do in the long term. It's just a different form of it, because I wanted to be an A&R. That was my real goal. But I started seeing that the business was changing and that the companies were getting smaller and smaller, so it was like, will this business really exist in this current form in 10, 15 years? And it doesn't. It's way different than how it was when I first got into it. Because I got my first label gig as an intern. I interned for like half a semester. They gave me the job by the time the semester was done.
Damn.
And so I'm like, okay, so that's it for college. So now that I'm in the building, imagine being 18 and going on a road with artists and like seeing all the the lavish things that the business and the game have to offer. I'm like, yo, I could do this forever, but I want to be an A&R. But then when I started to see the business shrink and these companies buying out other companies, I was like, wow, this downloading and this streaming is really gonna cannibalize the business. So I got out while the getting was good, and here I am in radio.
Absolutely. So next question, how did you connect with Rickey Smiley? How did that even come?
They actually connected me with Rickey Smiley. So the night show is now #1. They're flying big name people in from other cities to beat us, and we're beating them, right? I'm getting to the point where I'm bored, because by then we're on our 5th, 6th program director at that station. The first guy got it. These other people didn't really get it. And some of them even felt like we had too much power, because they got to the point where the record reps weren't even really dealing with the PDs as much. And they was like, yo, if you want to break something, just go straight to them and they're going to work it for you. And we weren't on a take. We wasn't taking no money or nothing. We were just music heads who understood music and the culture. Some people were threatened by the power we had and just yo, we're going to take this feature away from your show because for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much juice. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to pick what you play in this spot. And it instantly became not fun to us, because we wanted to come through as gatekeepers, curators. Let's put on the dope people from the city that, without us putting that magnifying lens on them, might not necessarily get the love of the shine that they wanted. Or even indie artists. You know what I'm saying? Before Drake was, Drake, we listening to the mixtapes before anybody's talking about the mixtape. So
that's a fact.
We was on it like that, so taking the things that was in the subculture that had the potential to be big and putting it out there, and just so after a while we're like, okay, cool. And I just got bored. So right around as I was trying to figure out my exit strategy from doing what I was doing, they came to me and was like, hey, how would you like to do mornings? With a comedian by the name of Rickey Smiley, who I've heard of, because we work at nights. We got the TV on. We seeing him on TV, but I don't hear what he's saying because the volume's off. But me and Rick, we met. We hit it off. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, they formed the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, and it started building the pieces around it. And we started in Dallas, and then we got St. Louis, and then we got Augusta, then Atlanta, and all these other affiliates. And next thing you know, that train's rolling.
So you started with it from day one with the show. You guys put it together. So okay, because I thought you were added on to it. You guys.
Nah, they sold me a dream. It was it's gonna be your and Ricky show. Oh really? Cool, great. And then next to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. What? And it was the first of a long history of bamboozles that happened with the company. But it is what it is. But learned so much.
Absolutely.
In that span of time that we worked together, because morning radio is a different beast, and you can use your power, because I was only really concerned about putting people on from a music standpoint. But then when you realize the power of you could change the direction of elections, you can speak for the voiceless, the incarcerated, the people whose stories might not get out there.
That's a fact.
It added that civil rights aspect to me, because being from New York, you experience what you experience. But when you have such a limited worldview, because you just know your side of the world, you don't see what goes on everywhere else. So Ricky being from Birmingham, the home of the civil rights movement and stuff like that, he found the racism in everything. And at first I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
Because like,
yeah, that's a fact.
New York is weird because you have white people that don't like other white people. So it's different than the racism of like other cities. Like, you know, the Italians got beef with the Irish. You know, the Jamaicans may not rock with the Haitians. The Dominicans talk crazy to the Puerto Ricans. It's a different bag. So like, I didn't look at the world through a black and white lens. But then when you realize below the Mason-Dixon line, you still got some of the same civil rights stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of took the blinders off my eyes in regard to that. And allowed us to like weaponize radio for the upliftment of people and the awareness of social injustices, in addition to like, yo, here's a new artist you should be on too. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Man, that's dope, man. So you guys were together. You guys had the show for what? You were on the show for like what, 14 years or something? Or?
That sounds right.
I think
it's weird because like the thing is that whole run is like a blur to me, right?
Word.
Because I remember us meeting. We met at a place called. It's a place that has really good bread. They just bought one over to Phipps. They're owned by the Cheesecake Factory. Grand Lux Cafe. Very first dinner, we met at Grand Lux Cafe. I had the Malaysian salad. And you know, we're talking, he's from Birmingham, I'm from New York. All right, how can we make this click? And you know, it was a great dinner. Got to learn a little bit more about him other than like the fact that he's a comedian that does prank phone calls. And then, we just went in the studio and just like organically figured out each other's rhythm. I know what to say that's going to get this response from him. He knows how to throw the ball up, you know, to let other people hit. And we put together like a really dope situation.
Man, absolutely, man. Y'all had a hell of a run, and trust me, a lot of us grew up to y'all, you know what I'm saying, listening every morning, the prank calls, the freestyles, just the whole thing was just so dope. And like you said, one thing I got out of it is, you know, the awareness of the racism. That was the main spot we went to really understand, like, because I'm from Ohio, so same thing, it's there, but not like how it is down here. You know what I'm saying? So we really grabbed on to that, you know what I'm saying? So my next question is, what happened? Why did you have to leave? You have a better situation, or?
Well, I left because, as I do anytime I get bored, all right, let me figure out my exit strategy. Because, you know, like, it was just got to a point where, like, yo, we're number one here, we're number one there, what else can we do? Okay. I wanted to take some time off and focus on, like, doing music actively, because I did everything else at such a high frequency and a high volume that, oh, you rap? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Between the radio and TV thing, like, they're great looks and they're great outlets, but like my heart was always in the music, right? So I'm like, what if I took a year off, toured, worked the project, just to take a break? Because I've been working since I was literally old enough to work. I never took a break. Even when I didn't have a job, like I ran a street team. You know what I mean? So like I never took a break. So I was like, what if I took a year off for myself? And then as I was getting ready to do that, because my contract was about to be up, as I was getting ready to do that, it's like, hey, we was thinking about giving you your own show. How would you like to, you know, have your own syndicated show, because we're going to put Rickey on all the stations that Tom Joyner used to be on. So I was like, all right, let's give it a run. So like, you know, we started trying out different people, and then, you know, I really clicked with Angie and L'Oreal, and then we started, you know, the Morning Hustle thing together. At least the 2.0 version, because they started the Morning Hustle in DC. With a couple other people, and then there's like, well, we're trying to launch 2 morning shows at the same time, so they merged them with me. And then now we built this whole like new super thing that we got going on, and it's working out. Man. Just when I thought I wasn't gonna be able to luck up and catch lightning in a bottle twice, it happened. You know, and we still got work to do, you know what I'm saying? But it happened.
Yeah, absolutely happened. That's what's up. So let me ask you this. So I'm personally in the same boat. I'm an artist first, passion for hip hop, bars, you know, MC, and now I'm transferring over into this media and this, you know, journalist life or whatever. How were you able to balance those two? Because even when you was doing the Rickey Smiley show and everything else you had going on, you was still writing and making songs the whole time. I've checked the catalog, crazy. So how was you able to balance that?
Oh, I balanced it very poorly because like I still have way more songs, you know what I'm saying? Like way more things I didn't put out, because I was like putting out a single every year and a half, like something goofy. Like nothing that anyone who's really trying to be serious about their artistry would do, but because I was so pinned down by work. Even to this day, I'm still very pinned down by work, but I have a really dope manager who lights a fire under my ass, like, yo, when are you putting out the next single? So we already got the next project kind of lined up, and you're gonna start hearing some new records really soon. So sometimes like you could be creative and the most creative person, but having somebody who can help you with the admin is the most important thing. Because like creatives just like to create. We don't like to fill out ASCAP paperwork. We don't like to figure out the percentages. You did the hook. None of that goofy stuff, right? We just want to go to the studio, record, go somewhere, perform it.
That's a fact.
So when you have somebody who can hold you accountable, you'll realize your business will start flowing better, and you might just start getting paid for what you're doing. So, because if left to our own devices, sometimes we'll do a show for like a 6-pack and a pizza.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like a manager would be like, yo, they're like making money off of you, so you should probably ask for this.
That's true. I think that's the difference of when you come from being a rapper and being an artist. Because a person that wants to be an artist, they go into it looking at the money aspect. You know, you can make great songs, but that's the aspect. As a rapper, you're like, I just want to rap. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes like that, man, that album action part is phenomenal. Machine Gun Rap, my favorite song on there. And then the single, I think, is Abracadabra. That shit goes hard.
Thank you. Yo, so many people gravitate towards Abracadabra, and it's so dope how that record came about, because it was just another one of them situations where like, I stumbled across somebody's song that was on Twitter, actually. They tweeted a link and someone added me in it. I listened to it. I liked it. I talked about it on the radio because I liked it. And that person reached out to me to say thank you. Shout out to Big Steve. And I'm like, yo, you're incredible. More people need to know who you are, bro. He from Ohio, too.
Oh, word.
He from Cleveland.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, we got to do something. So it took us probably about almost like 2 years to finish Abracadabra, because he sent me his verse and the hook, and then the way the beat was structured, I was just kind of like mopped into a corner, because it's like, yo, I don't know how to fix it. And like, I don't know what's wrong with this song right now in this form.
Right.
But I got to come back to this.
For sure.
It's like a year and a half later. I was like, I got it. I just need to cut 8 bars from the hook, because the hook went on as long as the verses did in the original sequence. So once I trimmed it down, then all of a sudden it sounded like a record, and then like we came up with the idea for the video and we shot it, and Big Steve did his thing, and Michelle G shot the video, did her thing, and that's one of them joints that go up at the shows too. And one of those joints too that I could do like whether I'm rocking for like a younger crowd or like your mama and them too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, showing love.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So what projects do you have in the coming up here soon as far as hip hop?
All right, so I got a new EP in the chamber, and we're gonna microdose the singles to you. Okay. I can't tell you the name of the project yet. Okay. However, it's some big tunes on there. I got Zaytoven on the record. Word. I got a crazy record with Sadat X, Greg Nice, and Four Eyes.
Hip hop.
Hip hop. Also, I got this other joint with called Mona Lisa Smile, featuring Trav from the Bodega Brothers and my man Marty, who was on All the Way Lit. Okay. And man, it's like a really dope bingo card of just like, there's something on there for everybody. And it wasn't like I tried to make it, this is the song for the clubs, this is the song for TikTok. It just all fell into place.
Yeah, organically.
Organic. And then I just recorded another record for it the other day that's like, I cannot wait to like start my shows off with this record. Okay. It's one of those joints where it's like, flip over stuff, set something on fire. Like, like it's one of those joints.
Oh, it's one of them. Okay. So back to the journalist side, what's one of the best interviews you've had, if you had to tell us like that you really enjoyed having with an artist or entertainer or whoever, and then one of the most awkward?
I would probably say the best one. I always like one-on-ones, especially with people who are like tough, and to get them to reveal layers about themselves that maybe you don't get in their music or you get from other interviews. Like there's been times where I've talked to Rick Ross, and he'll just tell me about like his childhood and like his mom riding around listening to Bobby Womack, and you could just kind of just see the stories build in his eyes as he talks about it. And like, Rick is like a tough nut to crack sometimes. So like for him to give that up, that was dope. I had a really dope interview with Young M.A. that people to this day still leave YouTube comments on.
I've seen that one.
And it's 2 of them. And the first one was good, and the second one was even better because we, elaborated on some of the stuff that we addressed in the first one. And Young M.A. is just dope. She's just such a dope person to me. And ones that went awkward, there's not really too many of those.
There's not too many of those?
Not too many. Okay, all right. So we interviewed the Flossing Kid.
The Flossing Kid.
The kid, like the white kid, he jumped up in the Katy Perry video.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even do the dance right without looking like Flavor Flav, right? But he do the thing, right? And it was crazy, like we're interviewing him, and I need to put the video footage out because I stumbled across it on my hard drive not too long ago. But it was just like wild awkward because every time we'd ask him a question, he would look at his man like, yo, is it okay? what's the answer? Like, you could just tell he wasn't really like new or like he wasn't really used to doing interviews.
So it was kind of awkward because he
very awkward.
Didn't know. Yeah.
Like I just want to like edit it and put like weird sound effects and crickets and the thing because it's hilarious. And he wasn't a jerk. He's a nice kid. I think that's what kept me from putting it out.
Right.
And then even some situations where like some of your favorite rappers have come through to freestyle and did so bad that the way you perceive some of these people would change right before your eyes. Like there was literally somebody who was doing a freestyle for 45 minutes. And it wasn't off the dome either. It was like
written.
It was written, and it was like, and I didn't want to play that person because I literally asked him that day to do it.
Yeah.
And he did it. Because there's some people who's like, nah, man, I don't freestyle. I get paid to rap, or it's too early. It's too early. I don't, you know. So the fact that he's like, all right, I asked you the day of, and you did it. You know, because I'm not here to make nobody look bad. I'm really here to try to make everybody look good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure,
but if something ever went left, I have it, but I'm not that person.
You ain't that guy.
But I have it.
It would have to be some extra. Yeah, absolutely. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a break because we got to make sure we pay all these bills, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna go to a quick commercial. We'll be back. Our sponsor, absolutely dope applesauce. If you haven't tasted it, it's at Kroger's all around the country. Just check out their website, Holmes Applesauce, and we'll be back in a second.
With a staff of 4, our process is extremely hands-on and made up of a 3-step process. Peeling, slicing, and washing the fruit. Cooking and blending the ingredients. And filling and packaging the applesauce.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Anna. Make sure you guys stay tuned for my new episode on Bars and Beyond coming soon.
Made me feel like I needed you. I was your best, that's the truth. Just confess, that's the truth. Boy, I ain't even gotta lie to you. Really made me feel like I needed you. Like I needed you. Like I needed you.
Beyond with my dope guest Headkrack in the building, man. We having a great conversation here, man. Got a question for you. Doing this hip hop thing and doing the journalist thing, do you think that it's a little harder to get the respect as an artist when you're doing the radio, TV thing, as if you were just strictly doing the music thing?
Oh, it's definitely hard because like I feel like we as a culture don't ever like to see anyone doing more than one thing. Every now and then they'll make a couple exceptions, like Donald Glover, you know what I'm saying? But like he had to create an alter ego to do that. You know, Will Smith, they let him make it. But it's really tough unless you're like literally publicly executing someone on camera in a musical way for the world to see. It doesn't necessarily like, you know, you still have people, yo, you should do this for real. It's like, I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, even after doing like Wild and Out, like, you know, like the rap Wild Style thing at the end, it went swimmingly well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And people was like, yo, you really should put out an album. I was like, Action Park. You know, like, I think the fact is that I don't jump on the radio every morning and say, hey, Crack, my album's out every day. That, you know, like, I don't want to shove it down your throat so much to where people are like, yo, bro, we get it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just try to go for the organic ears and just pop up at the places where you can see me and just make these new impressions.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. That's just like, you know, they see you so much in this light of doing this one thing. It's hard to say, okay, well, he kind of like basketball players that try to, you know, rap or whatever the case may be. But when you're really good at it, after a while, I think it'll speak for itself. So.
And then they'll try to villainize the fact that you do anything else in the event that something doesn't go right. Well, Damian Lillard would make more shots if he wasn't rapping.
Yeah.
He's a really good rapper. Like, yo,
Right,
you know what I'm
really
saying? Like, I
spit.
think he has a real, future in music, but, cats don't let him be great like that, man.
Man, they don't. So I like to ask the MCs this question, man. Who's your top 5 rappers of all time?
Yo, depending on what time of day you ask me this question and what week it is, what am I emotionally going through at that time, the answers are always going to change. But right now, let's see, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Even sightings of Kendrick Lamar just stokes enthusiasm, and I watched this dude evolve right before my eyes, lyrically. So Kendrick Lamar is definitely in the conversation. When you talk about people who have longevity, especially in that first era, LL Cool J.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He hasn't put out an album in a while, you know what I'm saying? And even longer since he's put out an album that everybody just hugged.
Right.
However, live on stage, and then even what he does for people within the culture through Rock the Bells Radio, he's employing so many OGs from back in the day who maybe could have used a check. So I always appreciate that about L. So Kendrick, LL. Let's go with the best beat picker in music right now, Rick Ross.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Man.
He needs to be everybody's music A&R
Facts.
when it comes to picking any beats when he decides to hang it up, if he ever does, because I feel like he could always have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Andre 3000.
Oh, stacks.
And just to even make it fair, I gotta say Outkast as one person, because I know people always like to give love to 3 Stacks and not Big Boy, but Dre dope. But together, come on now,
masterpieces.
Yeah, for real.
Man.
And then for number 1, I'ma go. My last one is always a wild card. And I like to try to keep it people that are alive, because Biggie is just not fair. Because Biggie, I could listen to him right now and just be in the zone.
Right.
But let's go with Fat Joe.
Oh,
Today I will go with Fat Joe, and I don't think I've thrown him in my top 5 in a minute, but he keeps figuring it out.
He keeps figuring
You know
it
what
out.
I'm saying?
No, and I'm so salty because the other day I went online on iTunes to try to get his album. That last album came out, DJ Drama.
What would Biggie do?
It's gone because they couldn't clear the samples.
I thought there was some questionable samples on there.
Yeah, Prince was one of them.
I was like, yo, how did we get that one cleared? Because I know Prince is real funny style about his.
Super.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah.
But Joey, he just keeps reinventing himself.
He does,
and the
man.
key to longevity in his business is to evolve.
Absolutely.
Don't necessarily ride the wave, but evolve. If you can figure out how to evolve and
That's real.
present us the most modern version of yourself without playing yourself,
Yeah, man.
you'll be here forever. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So shout out to Fat Joe.
Definitely,
And
definitely.
and as
Legend,
time
legend.
goes by, if we talked about more than top 5, I mean Drake is in that combo
Oh, yeah,
too, because
absolutely.
he's doing he's a tough guy to beat in a
He's
versus
a tough
battle.
guy. He is. He
You
is.
know.
He is. And I know Kanye wants to little smoke, but I don't know if anybody can beat him. This is one of the few artists that literally, he came out in 2008. We looking at 13 years of him really running the whole game. You know what I'm saying?
At one point in time, I was like, yeah, he's cool, but he's no LL. Now he's surpassing, you know what I'm saying? Now he's doing LL quality stuff, but that's how it's supposed to be. You're always supposed to take the original template, smash it, and push beyond.
Absolutely,
So now there's gonna be some young punk who's right now in his room writing something down, stressed out, who's gonna surpass Drake at some point.
That's a fact.
Because Drake was their template to look past, you know?
Exactly.
And he also proved that you don't have to just do one thing. He's rapping, he's singing, he's in a wheelchair, he's walking. Drake doing it all.
Exactly. So, man, what would be some advice you would give to people that want to break into this media industry, TV shows, radio, all of that, because you have become, a legend at this and have really been a staple, right? So for people trying to get in, what would you tell them?
Do it, and do it today. A lot of times people have an idea, I want to write a book. And then they maybe it'll start in a month, or they'll put some weird down the road template. Today is the day you start to do that thing you want to do. Today, right now, after you finish watching this interview, if you want to rap and you haven't wrote your first verse yet, write it.
Right.
If you want to be on the radio, record yourself. See what your crutch words are. See how many times you use the same words or phrases over and over again, just to hear that back, and then perfect upon that design and and put it out there. Start by doing a podcast, because you have so many different options now versus to how it was before. Before, like, the only way you can get on the radio is either if you interned, you was a caller, or you did community radio. But now you literally could turn your phone on, record yourself throwing some loose thoughts out there, upload it to a podcast site, and now you have a show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So start it today. Don't wait till later. Even with acting, too. You know, a lot of people want to get into acting. There's so many different like resources you could use, like backstage.com, People Store, Voice 123 for voice acting, and you can get paid doing this. Passive income, mailbox money while you sleep.
Oh, man,
and
that's the best.
you just got to do the research and take that step. If you've never had an acting class, because not everybody can wake up and just hold the Shakespearean skull and be to be or not to be. Some of us need a little coaching.
That's a fact.
Even if people be like, yo, you'd be great and stuff. Like, nah, you do need to learn how to like properly audition, how to be prepared for things if people want to improv or like freestyle a scene. And sometimes like some coaching will get you through that, and you can do it virtually or you can do it in person. But let today be the day you start to do that thing that you've been wanting to do all your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, man, now we coming to my favorite part of the show. It's called Bar Check, right?
Okay.
And on Bar Check, we have real MCs or any rappers that want to do it come to the Legends Corner with the gods behind them, and they get busy. And one thing I know about you over the years, listening to morning radio and listening to your catalog, is that you do that well, right? So when we come back from this message, we're gonna have my man Headkrack give us some crazy bars. So don't go nowhere.
One for the ladies who taste just like honey.
There it go. There it go. After what?
Your looks that keep stunning. Throw your legs in the air and the day will stay sunny like
Welcome to Bars and Beyond. I'm DeMarco 275.
I am Courtney Lavette, and welcome to the brand new set of Bars and Beyond. If you're an entertainer of any sort, actor, singer, dancer, influencer, we want you here on this set.
Absolutely. If you got the charisma, the sauce, and the dope story, come holla at us. We want to talk to you on that couch.
Make sure you guys go follow all of our platforms at Bars and Beyond on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. And if you have a Roku TV, make sure you hit us up on the Producers Network where you can stream Bars and Beyond from your home. Check in with us. I'm Courtney Lavette. That's LAVETTE_. And my guy over here,
DeMarco 275, DEMARCO. Come tap in with us.
I've been waiting for you.
Yo, what the hell are you doing?
Are you serious?
I paid for service, and I expect to get service. You know you didn't say anything about crazy, right?
No, Vano.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Anna. Make sure you guys stay tuned for my new episode on Bars and Beyond coming soon.
Made me feel like I needed you. I was your best, that's the truth. Just confess, that's the truth. Boy, I ain't even gotta lie to you. Really made me feel like I needed you. Like I needed you. Like I needed you.
We are back. This is my part of the show that I love. It's called Bar Check, where the MCs, the rappers, come in here and get busy. So with no further ado, I'm gonna give it to my man DJJD to put on something funky for my man with the bars. Journalist, radio show host, TV personality, and rapper, Headkrack.
Yo, here we go. One time for Bars and Beyond. You know how we put it down. It's your man Headkrack. 1/3 of the Bodega Brothers, 100% myself. And here we go, yo. When I grab the microphone, you know I come to wreck. Bars and beyond to show that we all respect. My man DeMarco over there, get y'all a check. Like woo-ha, got you all in check. Now check it out, it's Headkrack with the off of the boom. I meant to say off of the dome, I tortured the poem. But anyway, yo, I hold resistance. People come with writtens, crack is the difference. Off the top means you make it up. And if you're writing your pen, you be shaking up. So my man DeMarco, if you throw me a word, I bust a freestyle off the top and show you all absurd. Sports. I just watched one last night. I hope that was Holyfield's last fight, because it didn't go the way he planned it. He got punched a whole lot and they did some damage. My man almost fell through the ropes. He's an icon. To see that happen, it wasn't dope. The next one, what you got for the kid? I hope he got icy hot for all his ribs.
Culture,
I do it for the culture. Peace to the people that's with it, not the vultures. The people that try to make $1 off the game and don't really be caring what nobody is saying. Y'all the people that I want to kick out, pull a gun out, stick out, throw a brick out. Not the one from the wall, cause they all over the place. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, Pac with the bass, Biggie on the case, cracks on the micro, flying psycho. I meant to say hypro, like the nitroglycerin that they put in bombs. Give me another word so I can drop calm. Music, I got a lot of music. If you go to Spotify, you could probably use it. Maybe go to Google Play, maybe iTunes. Action Park is the name of my tunes, the album that I dropped in January. When you listen to it, you'll be like, Crack is very articulate and he's dope with the stories. Some of them are fun, some of them kinda gory. Next one, what you got for the session? When I'm freestyling, hope you make an impression.
Atlanta.
That kid is dope, just like the Santa. Chilling in a place called Atlanta. Home of Outkast, home of Pastor Troy, home of Little Nas X. He likes boys and that's okay, cause that's where we are in the world. Everybody out there, you don't have to like a girl, cause you are who the universe made you. Shout out to all those bullies and the suckers that played you. Don't be afraid to jump out your zone or your box, knock you out your socks. The kid rocks the hot spot, and yo, walking down the block with the Glock cocks. Not, I'm a guy who is all about peace. That's why I get love when I be rolling in the streets. I'm a hustler, baby, and the muscle's crazy. I'm nice with a touch of shady, not the slim one. I be up in the gym, son, but I had a Big Mac. I wish I could undone or undo the thing I ate earlier. I'm like Prince Adam, the Prince of Eternia, cause I have the power. Leaning over to the left, I wish I would've showered. Watch me devour anybody that in here. I get you all wet like chicks ran swimwear, and I am sincere. Peace to the God, peace to Big Ray. Yo, we a part of the squad, and my man DJJD flipping the beats, that's crazy. This is so dope, you might have to pay me. This ain't a freestyle, this is a paid style. And yo, I'm going way past the miles, not the 8 mile. Y'all, I'm on 9th mile. I'm on the 10th mile. Hit you with projectiles. The next style that I drop is another word from my man DeMarco off the top.
Bars.
Got mad bars like prison. Check out the vision. I make little incisions up into your brain or your third eye. Check it how my words fry. This is your brain on drugs. I came to love, coming through. See the camera, came to hug. But I can't walk past the microphone cause then you won't hear me. I like my words coming clearly. Bars and beyond is the show you should need to watch. It's Headkrack freestyling all off the top and you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like watching an ice skater, do figure eights. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it gets a little wobbly, but we always recover, you know what I mean? Bars and beyond. Your man Headkrack, Action Park out right now. Blah.
Absolutely. That's what this is about, man, the culture. You hear me? Big shout out to my guest, Headkrack, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Blessing us with the bars, with the words of encouragement to you guys trying to get into the industry. And like we always say, this is one of the dopest places to be, Bars and Beyond. So if you guys want to check us out, you can check us out on Roku, YouTube, a lot of other platforms coming. And you can follow me at DeMarco275 on all platforms. And where can they follow you at, Headkrack?
Headkrack, wherever you're at, man. TikTok, iTunes, Snapchat, SoundCloud, every place but Tinder.
Absolutely. I feel you. So until the next time, it's your boy DeMarco, Bars and Beyond, and we out.
All right, y'all, my bad. Oh, God. Where is all these folks? Have no time. Sylvester. DeMarco. somebody. Let me call them, because this is crazy. Oh, hell no. I know they don't think they about to do a show without me. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Bars and Beyond. I am Courtney Lavette. Go follow me. Bye.
It's Bars and Beyond, the stars is aligned. Sports, relationships, and rap, they said it would be hard to combine. Part in the shine, pick a mountain, we find the largest to climb. Pick the topic, we can debate and drop jewels. Tell you who best or who made the hot news. Dope interviews, the voice of the streets. Who got bars, who on point with the beats. Who leveled up, the most lit celebrities. Keep it one stack, who don't fit the pedigree. The rumors, advice, don't ignore the red flags. The misery is real, yo, the hate spread fast. Who to go, who been ballin' for the chip. Tune in, facts, y'all all in for a trip. It's Bars and Beyond. Tune in.